Hello, my friends. Well, I have a bunch of new stuff for you guys. And the first thing I'm going to go into is a beautiful PDF, a whole kit called What It Means to Be Me. And I'll tell you kind of the story behind this. A long time ago, I made this curriculum called the I Am Project for kids, and I have it for boys and for girls. And so many times, and it was just, they cut out kind of this cartoon face and it has all different colors of skin. So they pick their color of skin, their eye color, and then they get to paint their own hair. But then it has all these words that say I am, and they get to pick all these words. And that has been used all over the place, all over the world. By the Girl Scouts use it, lots of youth organizations use it. But people are often asking me, like, what about one for adults? And earlier in the year, I was really needing some curriculum for me to go to work through and for you guys too. And I was thinking about identity and just how much we change and how, over, all this time of aging, getting older, and maybe it's, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with getting older. Maybe it just has to do with healing. How we start to discover that maybe we have taken on some identities or labels or roles that don't feel like who we are. And maybe they did once, maybe they never did. But I think as we get older, we get to strip away all those labels. And then sometimes we're left with this question, well, if I'm not that, like I'm an empty nester now. So if I'm not a mother that's raising children anymore, what am I? If I'm not a lot of the things I've done, if I'm not running a big, huge company, who am I? If I'm not whatever, whatever it is, who am I? And so I created this curriculum called What It Means to Be Me. And we did it at our certification training together. And everybody made the most amazing books. And so what I did with this curriculum, and I'll show you, is I combined it with the curriculum that I created a year ago for the decision and vision board. I combined it with that. I had already started this book and I didn't finish it. I just put the prompts in. And so I finished it with the What It Means to Be Me curriculum. I didn't finish it. This is a huge book, but I got pretty far into it. And I'll show that to you in just a minute. What I learned about myself, and I bet this is true about you too, over the last couple of years. So with everything that's happened, I don't, when I made that vision and decision board curriculum, often when you're making a vision board, you're making you're putting up pictures of like the things you want to have, like the car you want to have and the house you want to have and the body you want to have and things like that. And I had put those prompts in here, and of course those things are important to me and they're great part of life and everything. But man, I just don't, that's not what I aspire to, a certain thing anymore. I just want to be me. I want to be who I am. And so I'll show you what I ended up putting in under those prompts with What It Means to Be Me. This I'm going to add in the, it's called the Sunset Vision Decision Board PDF kit. So I'll put that in there. It's from last year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have dates on it. Along with this What It Means to Be Me curriculum. But I learned something huge about myself, and that is that I don't want to be tied down to any certain thing anymore. I just don't. I want the flexibility and the freedom to just to take life one day at a time. And maybe that's because that's how my life is and that's the options I have available to me. But also when I started to define what's my home, what's my car, it was like, well, the earth is my home. And I even put in here, you'll see the way I get around, like for my vehicle, my imagination's my car. I kind of did this sort of figurative thing. Like when I want to go somewhere, I imagine it. I go there in my head first. I wrote out some things that took physical things that we work toward, and I put them inside of what I can take with me everywhere I go that can never be taken away from me. That, what's in my heart, what's in my mind. And it wasn't like I'm going to do this so that, I don't end up disappointed. It was like, this is really what I want, really what I believe. So you'll see on the front of this, I used, in the curriculum, there's all sorts of titles, What It Means to Be Me. And then This Is My Life. These color ones are from the Vision Decision Board kit. And then I just have all sorts of different pictures, Frida Kahlo, and just some old pictures from an old magazine that I found, and an old coffee table book that I found. This is a little mechanic girl fixing a heart, and she's just chilling, and it says, "I'm a free spirit in a wild heart." So you'll see in here that I used both sets of that curriculum. And then I also used the Word and Letter Builder and the True Words book, to create total sentences that were personal, that I couldn't just find somewhere. So I have lots of pictures of myself, which I think is really important. I started doing that a lot, if you guys will have noticed, over the last couple of years, because, life is it's weird. Like, let's talk about that for a second. Just how weird time is right now, and how weird life is, and how it seems like things are moving in a really strange direction. And I don't mean that as good or bad, but things just feel strange. Time feels strange. And I feel like everything is like day by day, like, the old story from ancient sacred texts about manna, like you get what you need every day, and you don't get more than that. And then the next day you get what you need that day. That's how everything feels to me right now. And it's not even like scary or sad. It just feels like you got to be present for it. And I don't know if that's the same for you. It's when I talk to a lot of the people close in my life, it seems like we're all going through this kind of strange, extraordinary time, and across the board, like across the miles, across the world. Like, and again, I don't know if it's my age or our age, or it's just how the world is. Because even like my kids, same thing. Just, and I think it's because things are so uncertain, and it's like, you could plan and plan and plan everything out for 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. And I think we've all seen, what we had planned 5 years ago or 2 years ago or even 1 year ago. Everything's just changing so fast, and the world just kind of turned upside down, and I think we're rebuilding it. But what it has done for me is made me seek for things that don't depend on the economy. They don't depend on other people at all. In another lesson in a while, I'm going to share with you, what I've learned about being self-sufficient and not feeling like you need something from any other person, including people in your family. Learning how to just be okay with you. That's what this book is full of. And I think if I would have done a book 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that's what it means to be me, it would have been different than this. And so this is what it means to be me right now at 51 years old. I'll be 52 this year. That's so weird. So weird. It's weird that my child is going to be 32 this year, because that's how old I thought I was. Like, that's how old I sort of feel. But I also feel 70, and I don't know, timeless. Like I said, time is just weird. But this is me. This is what it means to be me at this age. So I'm going to just go ahead and read it to you, and then I think you'll just kind of get the idea for how you can take this curriculum along with the Vision Decision Board curriculum and any of the other curriculum that I have. That's something I've been doing a lot, is combining curriculums, because I print out these PDFs and then I save them, and then sometimes Just the Right Words are in a different curriculum. So I go and get that. And then, like I said, using True Words and the Word and Letter Builder to fill in everything else. And also old magazines and books. I figured something out. This might be a good tip for you. We were looking all over town at thrift stores for magazines. Magazines are kind of hard to find these days. And what I found was nail salons and hair salons have tons and tons of magazines for people to look at. Waiting rooms, people that have waiting rooms, and often they have huge stacks of them. They need to get rid of them. And so if you're looking for magazines, that's a great place to find them. That was a great find for me. We got 2 huge stacks of magazines when we went into a nail salon. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. So here we go. What it means to be me. This is my life. I am a free spirit in a wild heart. I am grateful for joyful resilience. So this one is in, the gratitude board kit, the I am grateful for. So I put my name that I give to myself, Freebird. Freebird, what it means to be me. This is my world. This is my choice. I've decided to thrive. This is me. I am my story's main character. I get to be new. I know what I am capable of. What it means to be me, it means my soul is good and pure. Being me means trusting my love is enough and I am enough. And if you know my story, you know that because of some things that happened to me as a child, I have had a difficult time seeing myself as good and pure. But through lots and lots of healing of my child self, I am proclaiming that my soul and my child self and even myself now is good and pure, just like yours is. We all are. Okay, I am here to shine. I've decided to show up again. I've decided to use my imagination in ways that serve me instead of terrorize me. I've decided to get better with age. I've decided to sparkle more. This is my purpose. I've decided to expand my heart. I've decided to amaze myself. I've decided to be free. So the next parts are from She Did It Anyway. That's another curriculum. She was fierce. She was gentle. She had big dreams. She wanted what was best for everyone. She was strong. She was brave. She knew she had to fight for it. She knew it would be difficult. She did it anyway. And then I am ready. That part is from True Words. I'm going to go ahead and put in the She Did It Anyway curriculum in here too, because I think this would be a great addition to telling your story with these other two curriculums. So you'll see this round I'm putting in 3 months worth of content in here, and I'll be adding more later, but there'll be 3 different curriculums in this round. Okay, being me means hearing my heart. My heart is fueled by love. I'm in love with life. Love, my life is all about love. I am love. Choose the most loving way. So this is, like I said, this is all from the Word and Letter Builder, True Words, What It Means to Be Me, and the Vision Decision Board Kit. Being me, it means absolutely loving every soul. I am surrounded by people I love. Connection is my joy. Loving and receiving love. Truly knowing others. And then just some photos that I found in magazines and things like that. So you guys, often I will look through books at thrift stores. And so I found these amazing Kate Spade yearbooks. They're full of the most incredible photos. So if you can ever find those, they're just these hardbound coffee table books. I found lots and lots of old illustrations, kids books, things like that. I do have a couple of books that I love that I didn't want to cut up, and so I just made copies. And so that's where I get a lot of my images. And I'm also working on some more image books that I'll be telling you guys about soon. What it means to be me, my mind is generating beautiful ideas. So these are the ones I was telling you guys about before, where like my mind is, my career is, this is my schedule. I had put those in this book when I first did the vision decision board. I made a great big beautiful vision decision board, and then I decided to put some prompts in a book, and then I didn't ever finish it. And so when I went back to do this, I had like my schedule. I was going to put like, this is what I do, and I'll show you what I actually did for this is my schedule. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put the typical stuff that people put on vision boards that I see, like that's all about success and having stuff and, attaining. I'm just going to claim who I am and what I want to become. And it's okay that it's different from others or different from what I'm told I'm supposed to want. My career is creating joyful ways to do life like this. Being me means telling myself I am a soul and I am surrounded by souls. I love to be me. You're not the boss of me. It means I get to decide the next move, choosing my own adventure. This is my schedule. So when I originally made this vision decision board, I thought, I'm gonna have these goals of having this really impressive sort of, rigid schedule. But you can see what the schedule that me, who I am, what it means to be me, is just living intuitively. You know, I've worked really hard to build a life where nobody's the boss of me and where I can make my own schedule. And it's really difficult. I used to have a whole team of people. There's really difficult parts, but it's what I like. You know, I want to be free to be able to go help my kids when they need help, or just go see my kids and my grandkids and go, you know, spend time with friends and make art and things like that. So, you know, I don't have a big, you know, on paper, this big successful life, but I feel successful because this is what it means to be me. Okay. Being me means protecting my eggs of pure gold. My gifts are benevolent. Golden eggs are rare and valuable. So this is just, you know, you can probably pick up what this means, but in the past, I have made the mistake of just overworking and creating and just throwing stuff on a conveyor belt and not even taking the time to honor what I've created and to bond with it. You know, it'd be like having a bunch of babies and then just handing them over. And so that's something I've worked really hard on, is bonding with what I create. And we all have golden eggs inside of us. And so I am seeing my eggs as rare and valuable, just like yours are. I hope you'll see yours the same way. My faith is a big part of what it means to be me. I am manifesting all with my truth teller. I am here to create. What will I create next? Here I am making it happen. That's all from the What It Means to Be Me curriculum. This is my mission, creating. Being me means there are going to be some shenanigans. I actually looked up what shenanigans meant. I just thought it meant adventurous, fun times, but sometimes it means naughty things. And I'm going to put the word benevolent. There are going to be some benevolent shenanigans. Just, you know, good times, stuff like that. My spirit is spunky. And I found that, like I said, I found that really cool picture in that Kate Spade yearbook. Okay, here I am. I am grateful, present, breathing, listening, learning, deciding, singing, dancing, making the most of it. And all these little stickers come from a collection of sticker books that are on Amazon that I can try to find the link for you guys, but they're amazing. Everybody that uses these that comes to my art events loves them. My life is a gift. Being me means my body is an absolute miracle of creation. Okay, so this is one of the ones I was talking about where when I said my body, when I originally did that, you know, when people make vision boards and decision boards, you know, you put the perfect body that you want to have. I have come to a place in my life where it would feel like an enormous act of betrayal to put a gun against my head and make myself starve myself and exercise to the point where I'm not respecting myself. And so as my body's getting older and changing, I'm definitely taking good care of it, but it's a different motivation. You know, my body size goes up and down, seems like, with whatever I'm dealing with emotionally. And I'm just not wanting to spend any more time thinking about that, actually, just thinking about it, you know. I want to feel good. And so, like, I don't eat sugar, and, you know, I try to get, you know, the exercise that I need and things like that. But it's not motivated anymore about how I look. And that feels really good to me. So when I'm thinking about my body in terms of what it means to be me and what my vision and decision is, I wrote that my body is an absolute miracle of creation. And that's what I believe. That's what I believe about all of us. My strength is found in this moment, in this body. I am here remembering that my mind is a gift. So for a lot of us creatives and empaths, we do a really good job of dissociating from our body, of just being in our imaginations and being, you know, somewhere else, thinking about things, just numbing out and dissociating. I have found that my healing is in this moment of being in my body. It's really strange, you know, being over 50 years old and finally understanding what it means to be in my body, like my spirit in my body, and not rejecting it and not trying to be somewhere else in my mind. And I've found that all of my strength and my power and my everything it depends on me being in the moment in my body. I hope that makes sense, but that's why I put that. My body is a gift of so much love. And I believe that. I believe our Creator gave us these bodies and they can do so many incredible things and help us create so much and experience so much. And when we're constantly beating ourselves up, we don't accept the gift. So our bodies are gifts of so much love. This is my body. And I wrote what I believe about my body, helping me to fully experience this human journey. That's really what I think our bodies are for, If you've had a lot of trauma like I've had and trauma with your body, with other people using your body and things like that, sometimes you think your body is for other people's pleasure or for you, to get you in the door or to whatever, and then once you are not young and fresh anymore, then it's over for you. And I'm past that. I'm healed from that belief. I believe our bodies are here to help us fully experience this human journey that we're on, that we're souls having a human experience, and having a body, having our souls, our spirits inside of our bodies helps us experience things on a really rich and deep level, and helps us experience each other, feel each other's feelings. We get to taste things and see things and create things and touch things and hug and, all of the things. So that's, in terms of this vision decision board and what it means to be me, to take my body and not put up, pictures of, I was going to say Jane Fonda. That's how old I am. Richard Simmons. Who else? I can't remember who the fitness people are. Jillian Michaels, is that her name? Instead of putting something like that, actually honoring what it really means, By the way, if you've never used gold foil sheets, that's what I made. That's how I did this. I put them on almost everything. And then you'll see in the curriculum where it says, here I am, here I am, here I am. And in another curriculum I'm going to be sharing with you in some videos to come that's called Becoming Someone New, you'll see that every day I ask you to say, here I am, here I am, here I am, I am here. And that is a proclamation that you're still here and getting back in your body and getting back in your life and just proclaiming, oh my gosh, I made it another day. I woke up and here I am here, and I'm taking up my space in the world. I'm not hiding. I'm not asleep. I'm not numbing out. Here I am, here I am, here I am. That might be one of the most powerful phrases there is. Here I am at home. My home is inside of me. And just like I said, I didn't want to put a picture of a big mansion, or even, what I really want is a beautiful big warehouse that my husband and I live in. That's what we're working toward. We're actually going to live in a big, huge creating space so that he can create with, gosh, this is making me teary. So he can create with metal and wood, and I can create with paint and fabric and metal and wood. And then we'll just have our little apartment built onto the side of that. That's what we really, really want. I didn't put a picture of that because I don't know when that's going to happen. And I want, I don't want to feel unhomed. I don't want to feel homeless. I experienced that a little bit a few years ago when we had to leave everything behind and start over. That feeling, you can feel so unrooted. And what I've found is this change in perspective that my home is wherever I am. And it's often, where my people are, but I can't even count on that. I can't say I'm homeless when I'm not with the people I want to be home with. So what I wrote is, my home is inside of me. And that's really how I feel. I live through my heart. My family they're kind people. And that's what I wrote. It's, again, I've really been dismantling through my healing, making things part of my identity that need to have their own identity. So while I have 5 children and 6 grandchildren, and they're a huge part of my life, they're my heart, they're everything. And I'm close to all of them. And I've been married for 33 years, and my husband's my best friend. I can't feel like if my family is not with me all the time, or things aren't going perfectly, that things aren't going perfectly in my life. So one of the things that I've been doing, along with my children and my husband, all of us kind of doing this together and separately, is breaking out of this codependent, being able to depend on each other, but not having that our lives depending on each other. You know what I mean? So and maybe again, this is just nothing new. It's just part of the age that I'm at as an empty nester. When I talk about my family, I don't lump us all into one big group, because that's a lot of pressure to have to conform to what a certain family is. So I just wrote, my family is free to be who they are, and I'm free too. That feels really good. If I were to say our family is this or our family is that, I think it's hard when you're in a group or a part of an organization or part of a family or part of whatever, and there's all these check boxes, and that to be in this family means this and this and this. So I just wrote, my family is kind people, and they're wild and free, and they're free to be who they are, and they let me be free too. And that's been a huge part of our family's healing, because my kids are all adults now, and they're all different, and they're all incredible and deep and wonderful people. And so are my grandkids, and so am I, and so is my husband. And I have found so much joy in just separating, letting everybody be who they are. Not saying, I'm going to be so disappointed if you're not this, or I'm going to be so excited if you do this. Or when I talk to my kids, I say, are you happy? What would make you happy? What would make you feel at peace? What do you really want? Instead of, you should do this, you should do this. So anyway, that's my family rant is over. Being me means time with my soul on my soul road. And then the house part. This is my house. I talked a little bit about home, but this is my house. And again, because I have lived through periods of not having a house, not having a home, or having a very, unstable home. Like I'm renting a house right now, have been for 8 months. And I don't know that they're going to say, we're going to sell the house and, you guys have to move out. Like I don't ever know. And I think this is like this for a lot of us these days. We don't know what life's going to bring next. And so this is my house inside of me. And I wrote, being me means hearing my soul. And I just have this little yellow door, says Melody Freebird, and then just this picture. That's my house. Now, what feels good about this is I'm not in this state of wanting or yearning for something. I have my house with me everywhere I go. It's inside of me. And then I found, again, this really cool picture in that book I told you about. I am creating my experience. So that's from the vision decision board, all these I ams. And what I am doing is I'm creating my experience. And then I had this one in there. This is my car, which, a lot of people put that on their vision boards. And I really did want a Jeep. And guess what? I got a Jeep for my birthday. It's an old one. It's old and I love it. But, I don't know, anything could happen and I could be without a car again. But what I wrote is, like I told you before, my imagination is my vehicle and it can take me everywhere I go. And then there's some more prompts that I'm working through. My time is this, my friends are this, I am this. This is my vacation, and I just have this image of this girl on a bird because I can go anywhere, feel alive and feel free. I don't go on a lot of vacations these days because it's expensive and I'm rebuilding my life. And then we found some images in magazines and made copies of them, and those are in there. So that's as far as I've gotten on this, and I'm going to keep working through it. This you'll see in some coming videos that I'm making, that I created a curriculum for daily prayer, called, This Is My Prayer. For whatever way you pray, whatever way your way of devotion is, whoever your truth teller is, just reaching out for some communion and some support and gratitude, and asking for what you need and asking for help and just an expression. And there's a new curriculum called Becoming Someone New that I'll be making a video about. But the reason I'm telling you about these things is because I'm back to creating art, creating soul art every single day. And that has made all the difference in the world. And I hope you will too. Like I said, we've been in this house for 8 months, and I have this big, huge table. That's the first thing we bought on Facebook Marketplace, this big, long table. I can fit 8 people around it. And I've been having people over at least once a week to do soul work, introducing all sorts of people who've never done cut and paste journaling and this kind of, collage journals, art journals, and truth cards and prayer cards and all that kind of stuff. And it's been astounding to me how much people love doing it. And I've just kind of made this open space, like maybe I'll take a picture of my table and put it in here. But I invite you to do the same thing. Invite people to come and do this, the people you live with in your house or friends or whatever. You're going to see how dramatically effective it is. But if you don't do that, make sure you do it. Okay. Because your life matters and you matter, and this stuff just makes you feel better. And so again, this one's called What It Means to Be Me. And I would love to see what you do with it. Come into the Creative Soul Searching Facebook group and share that if you want to. Just have fun with it. And I'll see you in the next video.